A $24 cheaper alternative to an Xbox One controller. I'm Rio Gian and welcome to the channel. This is an Xbox One controller, so it looks like an Xbox One controller, but it doesn't feel like an Xbox One controller. You have standard buttons and layout of an Xbox One controller, but you also get paddles on the side of the bottom. From the box it says these are programmable, which is nice. It's really cool to have macros. It's something that appears on much more expensive Elite controllers, like the SCUF controller for those that have fat wallets. There is a smooth matte plastic texture on the controller and it attracts a lot of fingerprints and dust, making the controller look really dirty really fast. The analog sticks exactly look like the ones from the Xbox One controller, which is nice, but I'll get more into that. Overall, at a glance, this can certainly pass as an Xbox One controller. This feels cheap, like it's night and day if you have a real Xbox One controller to compare. The face button feels lower quality and it's more sunken in than the original. The analog stick feels loose, the bumpers are not as tactile, the triggers doesn't have dampers, so it's kinda like one motion all the way in. The D-pad feels better than the original one, it's softer and it's more comfortable than the original. The analog sticks really feel rough and uncomfortable, so I would recommend using these thumbstick covers. I'll put a link for them down below in case you want to get them. Anyways, here's what the controller sounds like. This is a wired controller and the cable is good for 6 feet, so it should be good enough. And the thing I hate is that the cable is proprietary. Like, there's a slot for the cable that goes in that has a ridge that only the cable included would fit. But this isn't something that can't be solved. If you have patience and those X-Acto knives, you can cut it out. Overall, for 24 bucks, this is good. Passes as a controller that I need to play PC games. It works just like an Xbox One controller on Windows, so there isn't any hoops. And the controller works overall. I would recommend this for those that are kind of like me. For those that have an Xbox One, this controller would be the ones you hand over to your friends when they come over, assuming that that's still a thing. If you're new, click subscribe, the bell, and thumbs up for more content. You guys stay awesome.